Wow, I never thought I'd be into a unicorn movie before, but here we are. Death of a Unicorn. When driving through the beautiful forest, father-daughter duo Elliot and Ridley hit a unicorn accidentally with their car and bring it to the wilderness retreat of the father's mega-wealthy pharmaceutical CEO and direct boss. This movie's a sort of like horror, comedy, satire, over-the-top creature feature.
Sorry, we're late.
What happened? You walked from the airport or what?
It's perfect timing.
I need you to act like everything is fine.
Is there something in your car?
It's a bunch of different genres wrapped up into one movie, and mostly this movie was executed pretty well. And yes, there are parts of the movie that take some time to get into, but ultimately by the end of the film, I was laughing, I had a good time, I was really entertained. One of the best parts about this movie is the comedy. Like, I thought this movie was hysterical, and it's quite a black, bleak comedy at times, and then sometimes it's this ridiculous, raunchy, over-the-top comedy, and I just felt they blended both really well and make it for a funny film to watch. Like, I chuckled a bunch of times, laughed out loud, was kind of laughing with the characters at the characters. That also has to do with the performances. Like, the comedic genius of this cast is awesome. They casted the hell out of this film. Paul Rudd is great, Jenna Ortega, a good old cup of Tia Leone, Anthony Carrigan from Barry. But for me, I think the standout comedy performance in this film is Will Poulter. He is hysterical, and I just love how just crazy and over the top and ridiculous and kind of a real bad person, yet it's just hard not to laugh at him because he's got so many great lines. His character is completely, utterly stupid, and it just works. And he's a great antagonist, but also someone that you really love to hate. And I thought his performance was fantastic in this movie. But I've also been a big Will Poulter fan for a long time.
It seems to be the cure for cancer.
Cancer? That's the biggest one.
It's kind of almost like this murder mystery, but it's not. It's also this like science fiction creature feature survival movie at the same time. And I just thought that they wrote this film and they penned it creatively really well for the story part of it. This movie is definitely a directorial's debut. You can tell, the director, Alex Scharfman, is kind of working out some kinks, getting, his legs under him as a filmmaker. There are parts of it that are well directed and well done, and there are parts that, I felt like could have really been thought about more, and they could have told the story a little bit differently. And he did write and direct this, so you can tell this is a passion project of his. And overall, I think he did a pretty good job, but there were some moments that definitely lacked like a real nice emotional punch.
That's a healthier punch.
And maybe just a little bit more care when it came to some of the action set pieces in this movie that I just wanted to get to. The deaths a little bit sooner as well. It's pretty slow to get started, but once you get rolling after that first half hour, the movie is just like an absolute thrill ride. So there's some ups and downs to this movie. The pacing's a little bit off, the editing a little bit is choppy, and ultimately there's probably about 5 to 10 minutes of this film that could have been cut back. It didn't quite need to be almost 2 hours. It's like an hour and 47 minutes. And really, to me, this is an hour and a half kind of movie. It's a perfect sort of genre for this, and I felt like they extended their welcome just a bit. The cinematography was only okay in this film, and again, I think that comes from the directing and, the director getting his legs under him. Definitely the worst part about this movie for me is the CGI, like how they did the unicorns, where it's cool, but you could tell that the movie had a small budget. It wasn't a big budgeted film per se, and if it was, I think they spent all their money on the star power in this movie because the cast is amazing. But yeah, the actual action itself and the CGI moments, and because these unicorns are basically completely CGI, there's a few moments where you can tell they use like a horse and they have CGI on the head only, but most of this film is CGI deaths and stuff like that. And while they're fun, they definitely took me out of the film to the point where I was like, damn, if this movie just looked a little bit better, I think I could have scored it a lot higher. And while the chemistry of this cast is great and their performances are awesome, they definitely hold this movie afloat a lot more than like the content and the filmmaking itself. Overall, it is a fun movie. I would recommend it, especially if you like dark horror, kind of satire comedies, and you just want to have a good time and get some laughs in. This is definitely worth a watch. But if you're not into that kind of stuff and that genre, I think this is one you might be able to skip or wait for it to come out on video on demand. And then there's a part of me that hates myself for saying that because this is an original movie, it's an original script, and I want to support that. And really, the best way to support that is by spending the money, going to see these kind of films in theater. But ultimately, I'm trying to be as honest as I can about recommending movies and if they belong in the theaters. And while I'm glad I saw this in theaters, I don't think it ultimately needs to be seen. So I'm going to go ahead and give Death of a Unicorn a B-. If you like this video, click that like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. Also, comment while you're down there. Let me know, what did you think of the Death of a Unicorn film? Was this an awesome movie? Were you excited for this film? Or were you kind of let down and ultimately thought it was just okay? I would love to hear your thoughts and comments on this film down below. Come back and check out some other movie reviews such as Companion and Novocaine. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next film.